This is going to be good. I like this because they don't have great lockdown. So I was going to say pick some kind of mobile core that's really difficult to catch and that can split the map up a little bit more. I think this PL pick's really strong.
There's no direct counter to it either. Maybe the Winter Wyvern ulti, but it's also very heavy to use on a PL in this case. And yeah, you were talking about needing an evasive hero that's also got a lot of mobility, can also jump in and jump out if necessary, and I think PL just works out really well here for Vikings draft.
I do think a lot of this game's going to be on Tanner, though, to make sure he has a decent start to the game and like play this kind of tempo for his team. Because apart from, you can play around the Doom cooldown, but when he doesn't have that, the hero does struggle a little bit more to take fights against these like Nature's Prophet Ursulina cores.
Yeah.
So I think Tanner, a lot of pressure is going to be on him to try and make space for this PL at the moment. And they need to just make sure that this PL is constantly being able to farm, because if they lose the map too quickly on Vikings, and this Lina as the Nature's Prophet start pushing out lanes really fast, controlling more of the map, I think they might struggle to find the farm that they need on Viking.
Yeah.
That's my big worry.
And the funny thing here about Vikings draft is when you go for Vengeful Spirit, it kind of tells your opponent you might be going for a range kind of carry because you get the bonus attack range. But in this case, Viking doesn't have that hero that really benefits from the attack range, except Venge herself and also a Crystal Maiden. But that is a very small buff to the Crystal Maiden, who's just based on spells. And it kind of baits your opponent to like, maybe they're going to go pick Luna or something, and we've got very good lockdown on a Luna. We can just blow her up really quickly and not like give a damn at all that you've picked this hero. But instead they go for a melee core. And I feel like we've got some pretty nifty shifty drafts here. Like Tanner's Tiny, like you said, needs to be very active early on and get this Tiny to open up space around the map for the team, take map control, start pushing towers down early. And at Finem, they just have really strong lanes early on, so I'm looking forward to this series.
Yeah, they have a lot of comfort heroes on Ad Finem as well. Like if you told me to pick comfort heroes, so they're maybe not like first on every position because they've banned like the AM and the Viper and whatnot on Viking's side, but this Lina's really popular for them. Like this Wyvern's really strong. Like they've been playing a lot of Rubik for maybe next time. It's been like in their opening 2 in so many of their drafts. Good luck, Tanner. Look at these nice guys.
Yeah, they're such nice guys. I mean, there were some rules regarding the draft that if a team shows up, every tournament has those, but they made it in time, and now they're just being really nice to their counterparts. We all know how enthusiastic Spartan can get when it comes to LAN events, so I'm pretty sure he wants to make sure that his team makes it back. I mean, it's been a while since Ad Finem has played in an actual LAN. When's the last time they played in a LAN event?
I think they got to the minor last time, didn't they? They got to the summit, I'm pretty sure, earlier on.
Oh yes, summit. Yeah. That's true. Actually, I'm completely off my track record here.
But they were crazy there as well. So we got what we expected from them. It was fun to watch.
We already got some hits being traded here in the bottom lane. We've got Rubik and Nature's Prophet around, and you can see that the new meta for starting items here for supports, you go for bucklers and headresses and Basilius. So I'm wondering if Doom has a buckler as well, and a triple bounty here for Ad Finem. So they managed to poke out the Vikings bottom lane, get both bounties there, and also the River Rune on the top side. A little bit of a gold advantage.
It's very difficult to fight into the Nature's Prophet though early on. I mean, he has a buckler as well. Like he's sitting on 6 armor at the moment. That's even more than that actually. It's gonna be like 8 or something. So yeah, he's really tanky. This CM is not going to be able to do too much to the Prophet.
Yeah, that's what usually level 1 CMs, just right-click your opponent, and if you're going up against duo lane, go for Crystal Nova. If you only got one guy, maybe go for Frostbite. But it just really pays off on a CM to right-click your opponents at level 1, and like you said, there's a lot of armor on this NP, so it's really not going to be doing the job here. Top lane, we've got Thug already sitting on pretty low HP. We got Toby on Doom, with Aramis on Vengeful Spirit to back him up, and I think this is actually good to have a duo lane around the Doom. Like, in some cases you would think maybe Doom is a good solo laner, but he lacks the attack speed. He's got a good amount of damage, but he doesn't always have the best durability. He does have a huge HP pool and wants to go into these magic resistance items, especially if you have, like, in this case, you got Wyvern against you, you've got Lina against you, so maybe even a casual Hood might be at some point, maybe build a pipe for the team. You're also getting the magic resistance from Crystal Maiden's aura, so you've got a lot of magic resistance on your side.
I think whoever hits server 2 first in this lane is, you see, like, they hit server 2 first on the dire side, and they just go straight away, because they understand how much stronger they are. That was really well played by Finem.
Doom and Nature's Prophet both sitting on 7 CS. PL's only got 4 in the bottom lane. Ursa's got 6 in the top lane, so we're still pretty 50-50 here in terms of farm. But they're not able to contest Viking, that is, against that Finem's bot lane. Rubik is just dishing out constant right clicks on the C and keeping her at bay, but there's a first blood already happening here in the top lane as soon as... the courier as well is pretty low. Spartan can't quite get that one as well, but 300 gold going the way of Toby, and that's huge for the Doom.
He's having a great game so far, and this Scorched Earth is so good this patch. It's a lot stronger than ever one.
Counter initiation, stun thrown onto the Ursa. Wyvern's still trying to slow down the Doom, and Ursa's got another Earthshock available in 1 second. Toby using his Infernal Blade, but it's not going to be enough to stick charge. And under the tower, Thug will manage to get that return kill, and Finem taking themselves on the board 1-1.
I don't know how worth... I guess he has a sour on Ursa, so he's fine, actually. But I really like that he's picked up this Orb of Venom now as well. You were talking about, Doom maybe solo laning earlier. If you put Doom in a solo lane against any kind of carry with an Orb of Venom, he's not going to have fun. So, yeah. I like to see that picked up. And mid lane as well. Tanner's doing a decent job on this Tiny so far as well, matching up against the Lina CS. Doing a good job of dodging a lot of these devastates.
Yeah, that new tree throw is really, really useful, because you can just hold on to that tree forever. Now it doesn't have any charges on it, allowing you to just keep that pressure. It does push the lane a little bit, but right now it's pushing under his own tower, and Lina can't really contest it. On top lane, Thug is really low here. The stick charge is used again. The heal coming in from the Wyvern. Aramis does have a stun available in 3 seconds. Are they going to time this with Toby? I don't think they might. Spartan's low. Aramis, you could just throw the stun on the Wyvern. He would die, but I think they're scared of, like, Thug might return and retaliate.
I think Spartan wants to die, though. Aramis is, like, taking... he's, like, trying to force out a stun usage.
Yeah. I'm also thinking in this case, it looks like, I'm not sure if Spartan just wants to go for a deny or something, but dropping your opponent low, not allowing them to TP back into the lane with full HP and full regen. He's going to go for the tower deny here. But it is a direct kill for Aramis.
Yeah, there's that 30-second time just to be able to deny yourself to towers without giving anybody in specific goal.
Yeah, Celery in trouble here. The right clicks are being thrown in, the telekinesis thrown in as well, and Celery will go down to maybe next time. Now PL returning with Skylark just decides I'll just TP out, get some regen, and teleport back with my second ability, so that's really useful for the NP.
Yeah, Tala manages to pick up a regen rune in the mid lane as well, so going to help his laning stage a lot. Always that cheeky 4-minute like regen rune, you're like, oh, my lane's salvaged.
Talking about good RNG, Aramis throwing a stun onto Thug. Toby surrounding the Ursa. Now they do force the heal from Spartan. Turn around with a Splinter Blast, the Earthshock. He's moving at 200 movement speed, but he's still capable of running away out of harm. Thug used another salve. How many salves has he used already? He's got another one in his backpack.
He has, he's having a great time in terms of network in this lane, just because you're right, Lina, how much regen he's
and
using.
Lina's rotating. They've got the bounty coming in the river. They do have a ward showing on the edge. Okay, and Taki just decides he'll go away. Just picks up the bounty, fills her bottle, and goes back to mid. Tiny, however, good info coming into the team that Lina is missing from the lane, so maybe Tiny has to do a rotation, but Tanner's actually making his way all the way to the lane. He's going to run into Spartan. The stun will be thrown out. The avalanche, the toss, there we go. And Spartan, well, he will live just a few seconds longer, but his fate is sealed, and Aramis takes the kill.
Typical support players, goddamn.
A lot of courier movement in the top lane, but Skylark's still sitting in the bot lane just farming. 31 and 10 on CS. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this like Nature's Prophet has to win his lane. Like, he's been given a really good lane. Top lane going on the bench. We're gonna keep going. I mean, the fact that Shad has double Wraith Band and a Quelling Blade in this lane is more than I thought he would have at this point, to be honest. So, he still hasn't got the greatest farm, but if the Tiny and the Doom keep having a decent laning stage, they're keeping the tempo that they are at the moment, I think they should be able to make enough space for this PL.
Now top lane once again, Spartan. Death number 3 looks to be imminent. Aramis and Toby surrounding the Winter Wyvern in the trees. Spartan just flies out. Thug wants to turn around, but this is scary. 11 stick charges, however. Turns around with the overpower, and he gets the kill on Aramis, but he will go down to Toby. And Spartan survives with 80 HP. The Spirit is still chasing him under the tower, though. I think the Spirit's going to die first, and Spartan will live. Bot lane.
As well in trouble.
Skylark. This is a big kill here. Tanner with his rotation helps Viking GG get themselves a kill on the Nature's Prophet. It will be split between 3 players. It's still a kill which PL needs to open up this lane a bit.
If any of you guys are playing Doom in a pub and you're maxing Devour still, please stop doing that. Because if you look at Scorched Earth and how much damage it does now, like at level 3 it does 800 magic damage over the whole duration, which is crazy. Like, and it gives you bonus movement speed, and the cooldown reduces at every level as well. Like, it's so good. Like, this Ursa can't fight the Doom because of this Scorched Earth.
Spartan is forced to use his heal again, and that heal is now used. Ursa sitting on a few hundred HP, and Taki rotating as well, and the Lina ultimate is available. They just need to catch Toby in time. There we go, the Laguna Blade, but Ursa dies first, and Toby falls right after. Aramis still has a stun available in a few seconds, but Spartan and Taki will suffice with this trade. They lose Thug first, though, which is pretty big here.
Yeah, that's a Lina rotation as well. If you have 2, you still lose your core Ursa. It's not a good trade.
Talking about a little bit of player history, Toby was in the team 682, if I remember correctly, in the TI9 Opens. And he's an Austrian guy. He's been around. And that team 682 is a completely different roster these days. But Toby's joined in with Vikings boys. I'm actually surprised to see Celery playing Crystal Maiden, because I'm used to seeing Celery go with heroes like Chen and stuff.
Yeah, he does like his Chen, but it got banned out. So, you know, you gotta play what you're given. I mean, he's a drafty, chooses himself, but...
Yeah, don't be a one-hero spammer like Sniff. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an Enigma spammer, so it doesn't make it any better. Oh dear, indeed. Hey, he's one of the best late-game scaling heroes, come on.
Yeah, he's fun to play.
He's super greedy, so it doesn't really work. But in the bot lane, they're looking for Celery in the trees. Skylark giving some chase, and they will finish off the kill on the CM pretty surely. Give the kill to Thug. And Thug with 30 CS and 3 kills. We could actually look at the net worth here. Ursa sitting 5th, so that is an important kill for him to keep catching up, because, you know, we were talking about Finem having really strong laners, but Viking GG seem to be getting the best out of it. They will be trading tier 1 towers. Maybe Finem can still rotate to that top lane, because they're taking down the bot tower. Are they going to rotate for this?
If you TP in 1 by 1 to defend this tower, you're all just going to die 1 by 1.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept it. I like what Shad did. He understands there's no way he's going to keep his tower alive bot, so just TP's top to help make that one trade with the towers. Tanner as well. I'm really surprised Tanner's gone for this max tree throw. I know it's like the thing at the moment to just help you farm like really quickly. You go for the drums, go for the SMY, just run around hitting people. But like they have a PL that scales, right? And I feel like the PL is the wing condition hero. So maybe they want the Tiny to be able to match some kind of like PL farm. But I worry that at some point soon, this Nature's Prophet, Ursalina, like Tricor are just going to start running at you. And then you don't have your 2 nukes maxed out to like fight with.
Yeah. Smoke heading towards the top lane. Spartan and Nantucky both. They see a courier on the way. They see Doom as well, and that's a big priority target for them to take down. And I don't think Toby has any chances here, or does he? He's soaking up a lot of right clicks, and they will use the Wyvern ulti to catch Celery as well. Rotations are coming in. Skylark coming in from the back, trying to look for the Vengeful Spirit or any backup showing up for that. So 2 kills for Finem at the price of losing 0.
Yeah, the Doom's starting to fall away a little bit here now as well. Rubik managed to steal Scorched Earth there, so really nice for him. Just allowed to move around these fights. It's a little bit easier. Get in, get that lift off.
Yep, important catch. I mean, 14% movement speed. It's almost like having phase boots. Just as a spell.
Gold and sweet.
Almost, not quite.
I like Rubik players that do this as well, when they don't put a point in our case relatively early on.
Toby throws a Doom onto Nature's Prophet. It's Skylark versus Toby, and he does have backup coming, and it's MNT. And now comes Intaki with the TP boots. Toby, he dodges the stun from the Lina and manages to walk away, and that's your Doom use, and that's gone for 130 seconds. And Nature's Prophet, yep, Skylark will live. Very, very cocky attempt to try and kill the NP, but there was backup right next to him, and especially Lina now revealing the TP boots, so Doom can't go for these solo kills anymore.
Well, Ironwood Tree recipe for Skylark. He's going to be loving life. So yeah, I really like this BOT pickup on the lead as well, to point out, because they have this Nature's Prophet on this side, right? And then they see it can just TP in as well.
Yep.
All of a sudden, they have a big numbers advantage. And
Yeah,
it's also
that's true,
really
like,
good at protecting the shrines. as well,
Instead of
because,
having a +1 for ganks, you've got +2, which makes it even worse
yeah,
for your enemy.
True. And the BOTs are really good at defending shrines as well, because they have a 3-second cooldown, duration on the TP still, rather than the 5 seconds.
The 5 or 6 seconds on the outpost, yeah, you just completely bypass that.
Oh yeah, not shrine outpost. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, it does bypass if you've got 4 people TPing on the shrine, you'll still be 3 seconds when you go there if you're the last one.
Yeah.
So you're technically not wrong. Don't worry.
He's actually going Helm of Dom on Skylark as well, which is really interesting. It looks like they want to hit a timing really soon.
Radiant, really good scan here. They scout somebody's moving inside the Radiant bottom side jungle, and now 4 heroes of Finem making their way towards the mid lane. They know the Venge is in the trees. They just need to find her first. Aramis making a dodge for it, and Taki still chasing. Skylark is now also, and Skylark actually TP'd in a very scary spot. The swap is used by Aramis, and Skylark is getting caught, but they do get the Winter's Curse, and they have 2 people caught here. Here comes Tanner into the fight as well. They're going to lose the Doom first. They also look for Thug, and Thug gets his ulti off just in time, so he dodges the stun. The damage coming in from Aramis, and Tanner now turning onto Skylark. They're going to lose Aramis as well, and Skylark is so low. He's got 120 HP, and he's going to get hit by the tree toss, and Tanner gets the kill, and Taki trying to make his way from Tanner, and there's also the PL coming into the fight as well, and then Taki, he's 150 HP. Shad, he throws the lance, and he gets the kill. Celery and Shad now looking for M&T, and Thug is still coming back into this fight. Tanner gets a double kill. He finishes off M&T. Celery is so low, and Thug falls as well, and it's a 4-for-1 so far, and Viking GG are proving themselves the stronger counterparts against the Greeks. Spartan has his flight in 1 more second, and Tanner has a blink, and he finds him in the trees as well, and 1 more hit, and that should do it. The Spirit Lance will connect, and Tanner's TPing out, and Shad's not going to get the kill necessarily here. He's going to use his doppelganger to disengage, so Spartan will survive, and what a massive fight we see here 13 minutes into the game.
Dude, what a play by Celery as well. Did you see that on the Maiden? Just as he was about to die to the Ursa, he has an Ironwood tree, and he dropped a tree in between him and the Ursa to block the vision. Oh.
2 for 4 for Viking, and 1,400 gold sliding their way. Well, that's a big one.
That was so good. Like, the fact that we've talked about how the Dire need to play this tempo game to win, right?
Yep.
And then they lose a fight as big as that. All of a sudden, the Radiant cores are sitting on top of the net worth chart. Like, Tiny has his blink, so he can suddenly start taking these fights really easily now. This is really worrisome for Finem at this point. Like, your Lina has BOTs as well, so she's not even picked up this losing chance.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you have to just play around your Ursa to bash your timing now. I feel like that's probably when they're going to be next strongest. Because
it's difficult to try and push any lane here. Like, obviously Finem could try and start focusing on that mid tier 1 tower, take it out. But at the same time, Viking are just playing so well defensively. They're answering every aggression Finem is throwing at them, and they are starting to take over map control, try to slow down Finem's tempo game. Now they're also rotating to the top lane. There's a good ward. Oh, Toby is on the edge of it. I think Doom is in trouble here.
I mean, if Toby's the one that keeps dying, though, I don't think he can mind.
Yep. Those clumsy net drops as well, right in front of Toby's eyes. That will be a Doom kill. The return coming in from Tanner, and Taki sitting at 500 HP. The stun coming in from Aramis, and Tanner slaps the Lina down to the ground. Skylark throwing in his ultimate, might do a little bit of extra damage. Celery goes down, Thug coming in for the back lines. Tanner's got 2,400 HP, so try and take down this bulky boy, but Tanner takes down Spartan first. Thug and Skylark, now comes Shad as well into the fight. Skylark is dropping low, and they will lose the Nature's Prophet, and it's another 2 for 3. CM also buys back just in case for this engagement. But it doesn't really matter if a support buys back at this time. Like, you can just get these free wards out and start putting pressure on the map. But once again, Viking pulls it off.
They can just go Roshan as well. So yeah, they're going to go. They have to play the terror on the bench. They've got the Vega Academy. But they take this so good. And when you take away the first Aegis away from an Ursa like that, it goes so bad, like, for the Ursa. Because now, like, they go on this Doom every fight, right? They don't have the burst damage to kill him quickly enough before the rest of the Radiant
They're
turn
still
up.
going to try and answer this aggression. Roche isn't going down fast enough, and they're already TPing onto the shrine. They have been detected. Thug walks straight into the Roche pit. He's picked himself an Imp Claw.
They still have Doom.
Oh no, Tanner! Tanner finds Thug in the pit, blows him up really quickly. The Centaur stun on Rubik. Aramis continues another one. Spartan trying to make it back onto the high ground as Shad's got his defusal plate towing him down, and now Taki, and also the ulti coming in from Spartan connecting onto the PL. Stun connection as well. Toby has been sprouted on the left side of the battlefield. Tanner takes down Spartan, and they're coming in with a buyback here from Thug, and they know this Roshan is super important and very critical for their team. So they buy back the Ursa, and Viking are just going to disengage from this. They're going to wait for the next attempt here, and Wyvern coming in for a buyback as well. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, I mean, this Roche is too important for both teams. Like, they understand that it is Dire's win condition to pick up this Aegis, right? So both teams are throwing Treed into the pit, vanishes to help Dom. So they have vision inside the pit with his creep as well. And look at this Dire ward just to the left-hand side of the pit too. It sees so much of what the Radiant's trying to do here. It's a really great ward.
Well, we're 17 minutes in with 15 and 11 on the scoreboard. A 2k lead for Viking GG. Both teams now battling for Roshan for the first Aegis. Viking GG's been winning a lot of engagements, but at Finem want to make sure they don't lose this. Toby is sitting on the left side. They're sitting right under a ward here. They don't have any idea about it.
This DD on Tanner's Tiny as well as could be game winning here. Like,
oh, he's got an invis too.
Just to take the invis. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Maybe a solo kill here.
A nice
Thug.
invis DD.
Oh, he just jumps straight onto the Ursa, blows half of his HP pool away, pops his invis and makes his way out, but Wyvern's there. He throws in the clumsy net that Toby couldn't pick up earlier. The Witch's Curse on the melee creep. Alright. Well, Tanner's blown up. 700 gold for Ad Finem, the biggest kill they could ever hope for. And Tanner's aggressions really bite him in the ass this time. And it looks like Ad Finem might just be able to take over Roshan. Tiny has no buyback, so he won't be able to contest this. And Venge is thrown into the air, and another casualty is about to blow up, and it's Aramis. Ad Finem, they take a second kill, and they are in charge of the Roche pit now.
They still have Doom up though. They have to be a little bit careful on this Dire side. They don't know if Doom doesn't have buyback or not.
Oh no, Skylark. Gonna get stun connected here. There's nowhere he's gonna be going here. Goes for the TP out. Not gonna make it this time.
I mean, the fact that Tanner dies and they don't lose anything for it is... It's really... Tanner's gonna be, you know, very thankful that he didn't cost his team a Roche there.
We have been observing this Roche pit with the camera for about 2 minutes now.
It's just too important.
It is.
Oh, people's gift for Toby. Ooh. I think you give that to the PL.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be really good for the PL. Increase their HP pool while getting damage.
It's so good on these Agi cores that, you know, still need strength to just tank up a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like a more value Wraith band in a way.
It's kind of like yeah, it's like without the primary stat increase with like magic resistance or
any good at any stat item's always decent on PL. Yeah. So make those illusions more tanky.
Tiny still sitting on top of the net worth with 10k. PL is there as well, so both Radiant cores leading the top two. Lina with 9,000, followed up by the rest of the cores and Ad Finem. And we are
I'd really
still...
like to see... So I'd really like to see Radiant make a smoke play when this Tiny gets his BKB. Like, the PL's going to have Manta soon as well. And I think that makes them like the strongest team on the map by a distance. Because Ursa's still a little way off his BKB. Lina is still like 1,500 gold or so away from hers. So there's going to be this really small window where if they can find an opening, this Tiny's going to be the top boss.
I totally agree on that. And like we talked about the changes to the Abyssal Blade and the Earth Shock, that Ursa doesn't even need a Blink Dagger here. Doesn't have the best engagement without it, but you don't necessarily even need to be the guy jumping in first. He's got Wyvern ulti, you can follow up with Skylark TPing and somewhere nearby. Who does the primary initiations here for Finem anyway?
You would probably like the Rubik. Rubik
Yeah, I also feel like M&T is the first guy running in. And they find Aramis in the top lane, the Skylark with the Sprout. So throws in the slow on Aramis, and that is your first kill. And that's also the dieback on Vengeful Spirit, if I remember correct. Yep, that is. So this tier 1 tower will fall, and Finem are finally getting some map control out.
There's no buyback on the Venge either, which if they've done their timings correctly on Finem, they'll know. So they have to be pretty confident here about going into the Rush.
Tanner jumps onto Spartan, however. Wyvern forcing the heal to be used, and they're so spread out. They don't even need to do. I mean, look, it's the Venge illusion trying to kill them. Oh, the Roshan slaps down the Wyvern on his escape. Oh boy, that just happened.
Poor Spar. This Venge illusion's so annoying, dude. Like, Venge dies, you're like, yes, we got a pick off, and then she just carries on hitting you after.
Yep. Insanely powerful, but that was very unfortunate. He was flying on the edge of the Roche pit, and he just says, ooh, Courier slaps down the Wyvern down. So Roche is reset once again.
This Crimson Guard on Doom is so good, by the way. He has the Vlad's coming out as well, so like all the physical damage reduction, it's good against Wyvern, it's good against Lina, Ursa, and Nature's Prophet. So really good item choices by Toby so far.
Lina getting closer to that BKB, still I think 1,000 gold away from getting it.
Money to burn.
But it's not that far anymore. Finem's been holding onto their cores alive. Rubik's also died only once. M&T's had a good game, and he's looking to even improve his stats with a toss onto Tanner. Thug and Untaki will follow off the damage. BKB used on Tanner as well, but he won't survive the right clicks from Skylark. That's your 10-second BKB on an escape. That won't happen.
I don't really understand why Tanner's trying to make these solo plays across the map either. Just make the plays with your team, and now you're dead. You're giving away a Roche.
And
we talked about not giving it away before. But
PL does have Manta ready, so it gives Viking a little bit of an edge, even if they don't have the Tiny. Thug is really scared in this Roche pit. He's dropped to half HP. He's being buffed by the Vlad, so he will start regenerating a lot if he gets more hits connected onto Roshan. Aramis, however, in real big trouble, and they get the stun on the Ursa. They will lose Aramis, and Thug is forced to use his ultimate to try and run away from this one and keep himself alive. They have a shrine up, so they can just quickly regenerate themselves and return. There's still 25 seconds without the Tiny.
They're making time for this Tiny to come back alive. Yeah, they smoke up. I really like this on Finem. You have to just make the play here. I think it's better if they go for a kill, but Smart has Curse. Yeah,
they're just making space. If he catches the PL, he can just throw an ultimate on the PL, hold him in place for as long as they need to. Rose is dropping really low, 1000 HP, 400 HP, and Venom take Roshan, and the Witch's Curse is perfect. It will connect onto Toby and to Celery, and they will definitely lose both of these heroes. Celery will fall first, and Toby's been held in place, and the Sprout is godlike. It blocks every last bit from Toby to try and escape. The only way out has been blocked, and at Finem, Roshan and 2 kills, and they're looking to take down that mid-tier 1 tower, maybe even more.
I don't really understand what Viking are doing there. Like, you can't contest the Roche when Tiny's not up, right? And they just kind of walked into the pit. It's not even like they have mobile heroes. So this Doom and CM just walked down onto the low ground. They take the Roche, and all of a sudden, they're just free bait. Like, it's just an extra 2 kills for no reason. Like, just go and farm. As soon as your Tiny dies, yeah, maybe hang around the Roche pit for a bit, but when you see that you're not able to contest it, don't just try and run in on these non-mobile heroes.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like they're trying to outsmart their opponents, but they're underestimating it's at Finem they're going up against.
Yeah, and now this Lina has BKB. Ursa's about to pick up his BKB as well. And that timing window that we talked about suddenly just disappeared.
The seeds are formed.
Well, the net worth graph and XP graph I just showed are telling the whole story. Finem is now in the lead of this game and in charge of what's going to happen in the next few minutes. They have the Aegis held by the Ursa, and Ursa's Abyssal Blade is ready. Lina's BKB is ready. They are so prepared for this next fight to happen. And with that Abyssal Blade, Ursa has much bigger chances of getting damage out these fights.
I'm really surprised he got Abyssal over BKB.
He's got Mindbreaker as well. I didn't even notice.
He had BKB queued up the whole time, and now he's just changed his mind. The goals.
On who?
On Ursa.
Ursa, yeah.
But like, why? I feel like the BKB just solidifies your position in this game. I guess if they feel like they can be more aggressive with this Aegis now.
Oh no, look, Ursa just got an Orb of Destruction from Spartan. That's 30% movement slow.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
and he silences the
like-
target he hits with the Mindbreaker.
Oh god. I feel like there's a lot of these items that are just so good on certain heroes. Like, have you seen a Bristle with Vampire Fangs yet? It's pretty bonkers. But the thing is, it's so hard to balance around those items, right? Because they're naturally always going to be so much better on certain heroes than others. But it feels like, yeah, like Orb of Destruction on an Ursa, for example, is such a game-winning thing. And
Meanwhile,
they get
Viking
great
are finding like great or fairy fires on their side. They're just not getting the luck with the neutral items like at Finem are. Mid tier 2 tower taking damage here from Thug. Spartan sitting right behind him. Celery. Be careful with these baits here.
Double freeze. Froth, Spite, and the Cold Embrace. So smart.
There goes your GG tower. Skylark and the rest of Ad Finem, they've taken a few towers in the time span of only just 2 or 3 minutes. This is really going to help their push if they manage to win Viking in the next team fight, because that is starting to look like guaranteed racks by the time they win a next team fight. The Orb of Destruction also gives -6 armor on the towers they're hitting, so that's a lot of damage mitigation removed.
Have you ever seen it on TA before? That's some...
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, they got Mel, Deso, and the Orb of Destruction. They've got like -50 armor. It's horrendous.
It's a war of attrition right now. Viking are just sitting on the high ground, waiting for the Aegis to expire. They're using one hero to split, and it's Toby. Sitting in the trees. They know they have wards in the topside jungle, but they're so scared to go there. Like, that is not an area you can go to right now, because Ad Finem are ruling the map, and Celery, he gets initiated on by Thug and MNT. Aramis is also in trouble, and their whole team is split. They're going to lose both of their supports, and none of the rest of Vikings' cores are able to help them out.
Feels like the Radiant side just aren't on the same page. Like at any
This
point.
ward
this
here.
game.
They're under vision the whole time. Now they're pushing onto high ground. They are able to hold them back with Shad and Tanner throwing in spells, but it's only so much that they can do. They still need to hold out for another 20 seconds, and they do not have a glyph. Their glyph has been used. A repair kit is keeping it up, however, pretty well. But they're jumping in. Toby's dropped real all the way. Oh no, the Mid-Talkie's ulti and Spartan's ulti connected both at the same time, and Doom will survive because of that. And that's an opening for Viking GG. They bought back on the Vengeful Spirit. They're trying to catch anyone. Spartan's about to TP out. They got the Ursa out as well. And now it's Rubik's TPing out as well. And Ad Finem are unfazed by what just happened.
Yeah, that was really fortunate for them because, you know, Venge being swap available. If Venge wasn't the one that brought back and she was already in the fight, you know, that would have turned into +1 kills and all sorts there. Yeah, the Aegis was going down, so they had to be really careful on Ad Finem's side. They didn't want to take that fight.
Really smart decision to fall back there, even if they had the Winter's Curse already thrown in. That was definitely not an opening for them, especially when En-VODs was unable to delete the Doom. They know the Doom is still going to be up with his ultimate. Such a clever backing out. Everyone just getting into the trees, TP out as fast as you can on separate areas. Yeah, might be a reinitiation time. 18 seconds for the Winter's Curse to be up. Are they going to wait for it?
They're trying to play around this bounty rune. And like Radiant's are trying to bait out this outpost top as well. But
yeah, 10 seconds on Wyvern's ultimate. MNT goes for the aggressive play for the bounty. They're going to lose the Vengeful Spirit. And once again, Vikings heroes are so spread out. Celery's going to go down too. I'm starting to agree with you there. I'm not sure if it's communication or mental side, but it's breaking apart on Viking side.
They have these 3 cores that all want to just farm, right? And then it feels like the cores are playing one game and the supports are trying to play a different game. And they're not in the same group with each other.
Exactly, and Greece is unified once again. The top tier 2 tower falls. They'll quickly blow up the Vengeful Spirit.
Without this Venge, I think they really struggle to fight as well.
Yep, they are.
She offers so much utility to this team.
Shad goes for a very aggressive move here deep into the backlines, but he has a heart, he doesn't really care. They're going to take down the tier 3 tower, maybe even blow up that topside shrine, because they know that the supports are coming back alive, so they won't risk any moves here. Very smart way of backing out. Just get the tier 3, take the shrine, wait for Roshan.
I love that Shad just hasn't died all game. Like he's 4-0-4, hasn't really done a huge amount, and he's like, guys, come on, guys, just what are you doing?
What do you need to do on Vikings side now? Except for the fact that they need to be closer to each other. What do they do? What's their win condition here for the next fight?
I think the dude really needs the BKB. He's built a 4-star. For some reason, said I mean it's okay against like the setup for the Winter's Curse into the Lina stun, and it's good against Sprout as well. But even so, I think this BKB is too important.
Spartan versus Shad. Chasing him in the trees. So yeah, Wyvern's gonna TP out. Toby. If only he had detection though.
But again, like, where's Tanner in that engagement on this Tiny? Like, why is he not the one going in with them?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tanner's gone really passive.
I mean, he had to go passive in the last few minutes because they had Aegis, right? But
yeah, definitely then.
He has AC coming out on the Gorillaz, so they have a lot of physical damage mitigation. They've got AC.
They're stacking up on Tanner. M&T goes for the lift. And the stolen toss as well. BKB used the Abyssal Blade, but they're just throwing in damage. And that DD on Lina is just crazy damage. Aramis will sacrifice himself. And the turnaround. Spartan's coming in with the ultimate, however, but he's still holding on to it for now. And then MNT trying to make his way out from Shad. Shad, he's going to get cursed. And Toby is going to be stuck here with the PL. MNT is super, super low here. And they're going to disengage. Shad, can he catch Spartan? Spirit Lance into the air. Finds the Wyvern. No ultimate. Has a clumsy net. Won't be able to use it though. Glimmer Cape, the heal. And now Skylark. Okay, he's gonna be BKB. He's like, alright, I'm gonna man up. If you come with me, we're gonna take this fight, Shad! And the 4-star from Toby saves the PL, makes sure that Shad gets out on phase. And he does have a Heart of Tarask, so he will regenerate and maybe turn around. But Doom has no ultimate available. Thug is now turning around Tanner, re-engaging on Antaki, and the Yules onto the Lina. Lina will be surviving for just a bit longer here. And PL on the back lines, making sure that MNT cannot participate in this fight. And Tanner is super low. Toby interrupting Thug. This fight is spreading in a million different directions here. And they will take down Antaki and Spartan both. And Vikings are finding kills. What the hell was this fight?
Yeah, that was
what
that
the
was pretty
hell
crazy.
happened?
That was so back and forth. I mean, there was a couple of times there where detection was definitely needed. Like Tanner would have died on the Tiny if they'd have had a little bit more detection on the dire side. And I really like this Mjolnir purchase on Skylark. It makes the PL's life a little bit more difficult. We've talked about how they don't have great illusion clear, so good pickup by him. He's going for the Hex next as well, which I think is going to be the dagger in the back. If they can catch him out with a surprise Hex in these fights, the PL might be caught with his trousers now.
Oh, now it's Viking pushing into the mid lane. Tier 2 tower down. Lina's still gone for 30 seconds, but they don't know if she has a buyback or not. Skylark is cutting the waves in the top lane, keeping it pushed in. But Tanner is making his move. They will see NPTP out. Roshan will be up in 40 seconds. Skylark's Trents are in the pit.
I forgot to point out, Lina has a Daedalus, so
she's going for the right-click build here.
Yeah, which is really good. Like, they don't have great physical damage on their lineup, and they can blow people up so quickly with Ursa and Lina now.
They've got a lot of burst damage in their team.
It's pretty bonkers.
Spartan will be found. Skylark TP's nearby, but he has a BKB, so even if they jump on him, he will be able to go out. Spartan buys back instantly. And Roshan...
I actually think Spartan's...
10 seconds for Rosh.
I think Spartan's the biggest pick-off they can find every single fight as well. Because he's so much of Adfinum's team fight with this curse. Like, they don't have that available. They don't have like any real setup for this Lina. For the Ursa. He has a Bastion as well. I like this. They need to be able to control up this Ursa somehow. And the Lina, even.
Adfinum was close to 16,000 in their gold lead. It's slightly shifted in Vikings' favor, but Adfinum's still in the lead. And Skylark's making some very aggressive moves here. He sees the courier, but he finds a hero and he wants to go onto Aramis. And the NP hits for 300 damage. They're going to look for Toby. Toby will be held in place. The stuns have been used. Aramis will go down. Tanner is now re-engaging, trying to go on Skylark. Ursa's doomed, and Ursa will be able to use his BKB at all. Slark is TPing out. Ursa's low, and Taki's also low. And Viking are looking to turn this around. The Winter's Curse onto 4. And Spartan will buy time for his teammates to back away. And Finem will only... Wait, they're not losing anybody in this fight.
How has Thug managed to get away with that? Where he just gets doomed and then they can't punish him at all on Viking. Like, that would have been so bad as well.
They just...
He, like...
It didn't feel like they were focusing on him. They were hitting Skylark.
Yeah, and then he just beat TPs and TPs
Yeah.
away. Because the bench is dead, they have no way of like getting rid of the TP.
Once again, Bench is dead for 20 seconds, and Finem might just have the time to take down Roshan. Roshan sitting at 3k health, 2,000 health, and there's a cheese and agent just waiting to be picked up, and it will be taken, and Crystal Maiden will fall. She does have a buyback available, and now they're looking for the next target. It's going to be Shad. Shad has to make his way out. He cannot fall here, and he's trying to make his way out. Manta will be used, and there we go. Shad is down, and that is death number 1 on the Phantom Lancer.
I don't, like, they have no doom, right? How are they supposed to be fighting into this pit without the bench? Again, they're just standing there. They lose them. It's the same as last time. They let them take the Roche, which is fair enough. You can't fight there. But then you just die again afterwards for no reason. Like, you can't fight it. Just go, just push the map out.
Now the racks are in peril. Nice swap coming onto Thug. MNT jumps on the Hybrid as well. The Abyssal Blade onto the Tiny. A stun onto the Ursa as well. And he will use his ultimate. And Tanner will be Winter's Curse. Spartan buying once again time for his teammates to get up. But the second swap comes in. Wyvern is on the high ground. They're going to lose Aramis. 65 seconds. No vengeful spirit. What they're going to do is they have to fight now or they might lose the game. Spartan will be taken away. Skylark is... Well, he's got bashed. He's got BKB, but he's bashed. He's sprouting himself in the trees. But he will fall down. And Shad, with the buyback, finds 2 kills, and Viking, they have to do something now.
Yeah, there's no buyback on these 2 dire heroes either. And again, they won't know about the Nature's Prophet one, but Wyvern one's on cooldown. So they really have to try and make something happen here, like you say. It's imperative. Maybe just try and find some more farm on your PL even, but there's not really any objective you can take. Maybe like the bot tier 1. But apart from that, like, it's... all the lanes are shoved in towards your side, and this is what we talked about with this die lineup. They're constantly going to be shoving lanes in towards you.
Yeah. The Boots of Travel's on the Lina. I think they might build a second set of Boots of Travel, maybe on the Rubik, considering how active M&T is in these fights. And Skylark, I didn't even notice he has a Hex. I thought he was wielding the Might Breaker for a second because he teleported in and insta-hexed.
So you're getting your items mixed up, T-Panda. This is...
I know, Ursa's holding it in his backpack now.
Mind Breaker's the silence. And what's the Hex called? It's Paladin something.
The Paladin, so no, that's the amplification for regen and lifesteal and,
what's
damage.
the Hex one?
The Hex one is Mind Breaker. That used to be
No,
the Mana Burn
that's the
one.
silence,
but they,
isn't it?
yeah, they changed the Mana Burn to the silence on the Mind Breaker. But what I was talking about was the Nature's Prophet having a Scythe of Ice. So I was thinking he was holding the Mind Breaker with the Hex. Because I saw it happen, but I didn't realize it was actually the Sheep Stick that hexed
Mind
him.
Breaker doesn't Hex though, does it? I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait, true. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the... Ah! My god, these neutral items. Thank you, Mofara. What was the one called again? I'm gonna check the neutral shop. What's the one with the Hex again? God damn it. The Prince's Knife with the attack project. That's the one. That's the one with the 1.5 second Hex.
Professional casters, guys. Honestly,
yeah,
just
professional
don't
casters. Straight out of Finland and UK.
They're going to get both outputs here on the die side as well, so these 25s going to be coming a little bit quicker for the Nature's Prophet, the Ursa. Lena's just hit hers as well. Yeah, with that attack range on the Lena, she's going to be that mini sniper now.
They hold both of the outposts as well, so they're going to be taking all 4 bounty rooms. That is... How much money is that? 480 per player? It's like 2,500, almost 2,500 gold for your team with these bounties.
I think the XP is such a big thing at this point as well.
Yeah,
25 talents is a big thing.
Yeah, and they're denying Viking from getting any XP because they hold both of the outposts.
I cannot wait for Ursa to press Enrage just before Doom now, with the status resistance at the 25 talent.
Yeah.
And Doom just ticks through in like 3 seconds. It's going to be great.
So we got ourselves a telescope and a Minotaur horn, the NP, so that's like a mini BKB. I like to call it the poor man's BKB. 1.75 seconds of spell immunity and plus 20
I think
strength.
You give that to your... I think you give it to your Wyvern, because I think he's too important for your lineup for him to die first.
Agreed. Just that 1 second of being able to get that ulti off.
Yeah, say like the tiny goes in on you and avalanches you, you can just pop the miner to it.
Yep.
He has a hex on Spartan. Christ, this guy's so farmed.
Wow. Plus he's giving bonus attack range for Lina to siege on the high ground. Can we even see Lina's attack range here? Yeah, you can slightly see it on your screen, that little green circle
Like,
there.
it's
And they're going on the high ground here. Aram is thrown in the air, stun connection. Cheap stick does well, and Toby's going to get initiated on by Thug. He gets his ulti up just in time, but they're going to lose the Doom. Doom has a buyback available. However, Skylark will fall down. Tanner will take down one of the kills, and now they have to fight this fight in their own high ground. Thug, he is sitting on 1,000 health. He's still got himself a BKB available. He's going to get tossed backward. The BKB will be pumped as well, and Thug will fall. MNT on the high ground. Aram is throwing it right. The A on this will pop on the Rubik, and on the backlines, it's Toby. He's keeping Intaki busy. He throws in an Infernal Blade, but that DD on Lina is scary. Plus the Daedalus and Finem are forced to retreat.
They doomed the Ursa with stage resistance. It happened. Why does Ursa have a radiance? I guess they're playing against PL, but I think it's too late at this point for that to be actually be worthwhile. And he bought out a radiance that now doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not sure about that.
Is it highly questionable though?
Rubik has Doom as well. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh
He
yeah,
doomed the PL
I heard another Doom happening, but I didn't see who got doomed on Viking.
He doomed the PL after the buyback, but PL managed to just disengage.
Yep.
But for the next fight, if he holds that Doom, and he finds a bounty room with these shovels, dude.
Actually, we did some calculations back in the day with the new debuff amplification on Rubik, and I think it gave 7 extra seconds of Doom on your target. So 16 plus 7 is a 23-second Doom.
It's really strong.
That is the duration of an entire team fight of you just being muted.
Yeah. They're going to try and force the Ursa buyback here, but the thing is they have to be so careful, because if the Ursa does buyback and they're still on the high ground, they'll be in trouble, right? So they're trying to poke and force the buyback without actually...
Yep, Aram is trying to go for an aggressive play. He's going to get hexed up by Spartan, though. Looking for the swap, still goes for it, and they find the Wyvern, and they blow up Spartan, who doesn't have a buyback available. Aramis gets hit by the Laguna Blade, and at the same time, Shad is hitting the backlines onto Intaki, and Lina will survive this engagement, quickly go back, get that mana up, and have that BKB available for the engagement.
Into the base.
Oh yeah, Skylark is hitting the base at the same time, but he's going to get interrupted by Tanner. Pops his BKB, and Tanner is too far away to hit. And now Skylark is TP'd inside the dire base, forcing Vikings to retreat this time. They're actually waiting in the trees.
When Tanner's not with him.
Oh, what are they going to do with this? Are they just baiting him in? They're baiting Intaki in, and Toby comes out of the trees. Tanner blowing up the Lina. Lina uses a BU. She does have a BKB, but is the damage too much for her to handle? Lina is down. 100 seconds until the buyback. I mean, actually, she does have buyback. 100 seconds at least gone. She didn't even get to use.
Oh, the toss.
The toss of Thug. Abyssal blading. Keeping Tanner busy. There's the buyback from Intaki. Tanner trying to make his way out. Shad hitting the backlines. MNT and Lina are in trouble. Dodging the stun as well. Wait, what? Oh, she got hit. Shad got hit by the telekinesis after the... Oh, he's gonna get doomed now. What happens now? MNT tries to give the chase.
They have to just try and get him out of there.
Skylark coming in the back as well. He's interrupting them. And there's the Doom. And there's also the Winter's Curse, but they're hitting a PL illusion. And PL only needs a few more seconds for the Doom to run out, but PL is gone. 120 seconds. This is starting to look like game. If Vikings cannot hold this, Toby, oh poor Toby, taken down as well. 120 seconds without 2 of your most important cores.
That A on Disco Rubik was so key. I mean, Shad has buyback again now, actually, on the PL. He's fine, but Rubik, they have to respect this Rubik having Doom in the fights, right? And they tried to blow him up because they knew he had it, but he had an A on disc. And then so he runs away, turns around, gets the Doom off onto the PL again. And Shad's definitely going to have to buy back here.
Yeah, he actually got his buyback just in time. And a swap on Thug. Are they going to take this kill? Wyvern gets the heal out just in time. Thug is still sitting on half HP, still has the cheese. Has to use it. Pops his ulti as well. And Finem holding the back line here.
They should know that Doom doesn't have buyback here. They should be going
MNT goes for the aggressive blink with the BKB pumped as well. And the stolen CM ulti is doing a lot of damage. But it's keeping Vikings away while they hit the racks down and mid-racks are gone. No swap for 40 seconds. Tanner jumps in. The BKBs are both popped up for Skylark and Thug. Tanner hexed up, but he gets saved by the Glimmer Cape, and Thug is now trying to make his way out. Skylark will also TP away.
Get the Wyvern. Oh no.
No kills.
No daytime vision.
Shad's buyback used and mid-rack's gone.
Roche is up here as well. I think the Radiant have to try and defend this. If it goes down, like it's the Aghanim Scepter as well.
Yeah, now we're just living on tempo here.
Yeah, somebody like a Rubik here, this Ag's going to be absolutely king.
And it's going to...
Oh, they gave it to her.
They gave it to Ursa, yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
So he can use his ulti while he's being frostbitten or stunned by Venge or even the tiny initiating on Thug, which seems to be happening a lot here.
It reduces the cooldown massively as well.
Yeah.
I think it goes from 40 to 18.
Yeah, 18 seconds. That is crazy good. And he's also level 26, 25 even, when he gets his enraged talent for status resistance.
Yeah, this Nature's Prophet now is a Bloodthorn as well. So like all the passive hits that are coming out from the Ursa and the Fury Swipes and Overpower, all of a sudden they're just amped up completely with this Bloodthorn.
Well, this is only game 1, all of you viewers out there. We still got... This is a best of 3. 25,000 lead for Finem, but they're still chipping down the Radiant base piece by piece. And this is, of course, the upper bracket as well, so neither of these teams are going to get eliminated for losing the series. We will still see them in our next series after this, but we've still got a couple games to go. Meanwhile, the smoke from Finem, and Aram is once again out of position here. And Thug will spot... Who will he spot? Yeah, actually, he didn't... Yeah, he didn't quite see the Vengeful Spirit there. He couldn't Abyssal and jump on him. Dodged that smoke gank. Barely.
Just very close.
Skylark has a Bloodthorn. That's why they took Roshan down that quickly. Scary, scary items. And we're closing up on... We've got Nature's Prophet leading the net worth. Obviously, he's been teleporting all around the map to remove teleportation cooldown. Making it really scary to fight for Vikings if they're pushing against that Finem. And Skylark with this much damage on his NP. Backdoor and rat buildings.
You just wait until he gets to level 30, dude. And he gets a +4 treants with the HP damage talent.
Oh boy. Oh
That's
boy.
going to be... Oh.
Yeah.
How would you play into that?
I think you just don't. I mean, Vikings just have to hope they get a fair 5v5. You know, fair.
Dude, yeah. It's an AC now. So good.
Yep. Standard Nature's Prophet build right there. Just teleporting all around the map, doing what he wants. Ursa's got 30,000 with the Ags buffed up. 6 slotted as well, holding on to the Orb of Destruction. They still have the Mindbreaker in his backpack. Is it just... Wait, now he's getting an MKB. So I'm thinking he's going to give the Mindbreaker away to someone else and equip the MKB.
I think he sells his jumps here, right? Yeah. He'll have buyback and
true.
gold.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That silence is still really crucial for him when he initiates.
Yeah, I'm not sure what which
Lina
one he'll
Satanic.
swap back in.
Oh, this is the stuff of dreams, man.
What, the Lina Satanic?
Yeah.
He has a DD, he's doing a lot of damage here with the 970 attack range or whatever it is he has now. Should be able to prod at these barracks.
And here we go, 50-minute mark as Finem. Siege is the top lane. Range racks are deleted in an instant. And now Shad coming in from the right side. The BKBs are popped and Toby's blown up and he didn't get to do anything this fight. He fight back instantly. Shad is chasing down Ataki. He's going to get Winter's Cursed. And the rest on the front lines are just moving out from harm's way. And Shad is being held in place. Ataki throwing in more right clicks. Abyssal Blade, the Phantom Blaster. The Glimmer Cape just on time. The Doom has been thrown up to the earth side. Viking GG. They're trying to turn this fight around and Thug is really, really low. He still has an Aegis available, however, but Vikings heroes are falling. They've lost 4, they've lost 5. I think this is game over. GG is called by Vikings, and at Finem, they persevere and take game 1.
There was a really sweet spot in this game where Radiant looked like had a really good chance. It was just before that first Roche, you remember? And then Tanner gets picked off, and then somebody else got picked off, and then they gave away the first Roche.